when it comes to multilingual learners is that they don't need to be fixed, that they don't need to be saved, that they are not some pitiful human being who somehow is a walking deficit. I've worked across different school districts and public charter, and oftentimes those students are kind of placed in this I am broken box, or I have something wrong with me box. And I think not just multilingual learners, but a lot of our more needier communities. And I think a part of the process and what I would hope educators and folks who are stakeholders kind of consider is that we are not the ones to go saving people. We are the ones that are supposed to elevate what's already there. We're supposed to cultivate the strengths of what these young people have. And I think when you do that and you focus on the humanity of a person, I will get away from even students, people. I think you tap into something that's greater, that creates growth, that creates a desire for better, that creates a desire for self, a desire for others, like empathy, instead of what I think sometimes happens where if we put them in that box, apathy. Like if you are designated as someone who is broken from the get-go, and your whole life you're being told that you're less. But I'm gonna help you learn English though. That's the wrong framing. So those would be the two things I think folks that are in the work, that are doing the work, consider. That we're not there to save and fix anybody, and that it's all of us. It's not just some of us. It's not just one department. It's not just one person at a school. It is every single person that walks in that door that commits to teaching these young people, not just about education, but about themselves. And I think that's how you make that change. Start. I'm not gonna say that's what makes a change, but you start positive movement.
I think oftentimes there are people who think that as an immigrant student or not knowing English as a first language, that they're not intelligent. But I think that students who know another language on top of, learning English at the same time offers more to the table. I think that association is wrong. And I think that kind of giving them that ownership that, you have talent, that you are able to do this, you have courage that you're able to do this. I think the reframing of it is so important, especially for their self-esteem. I've had a lot of students who think that they're not intelligent at all just because of that fact of that they're not good at speaking English, but that doesn't mean you're not proficient in your own language. That doesn't mean you're not intelligent in your own language, or what really does it mean to be intelligent, that we shouldn't judge our immigrant students in any way, and that we should just offer them a platform and space and just safety to exist and coexist in the same space and not treat them any differently in how we teach them, or rather just offer more support in the sense that they feel safe and included and not singled out for being an immigrant.
And the strengths of these students, having had the privilege of teaching them for over 20 years, is that they have all of that hunger, ambition, hopefulness, passion that make young people amazing to work with. But they often have experiences of their own and legacies from their families of having, crossed borders, of having traveled, of having had to live within multiple cultural frames of reference. And that means that they have had to oftentimes navigate and negotiate multiple worlds of language and media and experiences and policies and institutions and systems. And what that often means is that there is a kind of deep resilience in them and a resourcefulness that sometimes our schools and our institutions can overlook. But that makes them hopeful, I think, beyond sort of the grit ideas that we carry around in American society, to a very deep and true recognition of what's truly important. I think those are legacies that their families, who often, made sacrifices to make better lives, as they always talk about for them and their future generations. That's an inheritance that they carry with them and bring into their schooling every day. And so it inspires me, it re-inspires me. It means that ways that our school system kind of push and press and demand of them. They meet with totally understandable responses, and often those responses are, no matter how much is set against me, I'm going to keep continuing to rise above, and that's utterly remarkable. And it is, as a teacher, I think the most powerful force that we get to work with is the hope, the sense of possibility, the drive, the motivation of our youth. And so it's a great place to be as a teacher.
I think the one thing that I think all educators and support staff and administrators and anybody just working in the field of education to know is that we are all like literacy teachers. Like, we all have an opportunity every day. A student walks in to our classrooms, walks into our offices, every student that we walk by in a hallway, to model language and to model all types of language, whether it's academic, whether it's informal, formal. Like, we all have an opportunity to give these young people the opportunity to showcase their talents, to practice.